This is Route 579 in New Jersey, about a half a mile as the crow flies from my house, and we are in the narrowest part of. That's kind of what life is like here. The narrowest part of the state. It is Monday after Hurricane Sandy. I don't even know what to call the thing. I think we had a tornado. This is the kind of place where people vote for Romney and they deal with matters in their own hands. It's been a week since the storm. Most people have their chainsaws out, but when telephone poles come down and wires are on the ground, we still need services to fix things. And I just drove past the house of a 90-year-old lady who's living in a house with no water, electricity, or heat. But she comes from an age where people know how to use candles and light fires to stay warm. Hi. And she's good. Her son. I'm just updating my computer. Thank you for working so hard, guys. There are workmen everywhere. This is where one of the local farmers went into the barn and pulled out a bunch of plywood and covered hot wires that were laying in the street with sheets of plywood. There must be, I don't know, maybe 50 sheets of plywood here to protect his neighbors, because of course nobody had any food in their house, and you would have to drive about 20 minutes to half an hour to find a place that had food. Some of the restaurants had no power, some had generators, so we were able to go to restaurants on occasion to get food, but you had to be careful because you didn't know what they might be serving you. And right now I'm heading off to a stable where my daughter and I, mostly my daughter, take care of 4 horses. The horses really don't care whether there's a storm or not when they're hungry, and they're large animals with very sensitive bodies, so they need constant attention, and it's kind of hard to get there when you have this kind of damage on the roads, because you're driving over hot wires or downed wires. For a couple of days you couldn't even get down the street because there were trees all over everywhere. So the local farmer who put down the plywood got his chainsaws, and remarkably his crew was able to get to the farm. They do not live on the farm, which is kind of unusual. A lot of farms provide housing as part of the salary of their workers, but his crew somehow remarkably came to work. They are immigrants to this country, the kind of immigrants that many people resent, and yet they were here right after the storm. Nobody knows how they got here, and they themselves did things like cut these trees down off of the road so that cars could get through, and people could get out if they needed to. My 85-year-old mother, who's on oxygen, couldn't use her electric oxygen machine. She had to use tanks because we had no electricity. Now we're coming up to a bridge that was taken out last year during the hurricane last August and is still because of the nature of the road, it's rural, there aren't all that many people live here. But this road is still being fixed up since the last hurricane, because it crosses a brook right here. And they have to bridge this brook, and it's unknown at this point when and if it'll ever get fixed, because there isn't that much priority to, you know, fix a road like this where only 6 or 8 residents might live, when there's so much damage everywhere else. And thankfully nobody that I know of in the area was hurt.